Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John.
I'm Claire.
This is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Stellaris. Claire, you missed one Stellaris, didn't you? You missed one part of the Stellaris.
Yes, tell me what happened during that part, John. I trust nothing exciting happened during that part when I was away, John.
The Tabbies went to live on a farm where unfortunately we don't have space phones, but they're on a farm planet where there are no space phones, but they're really happy because there's no loud noises and they don't explode. Last time, basically, we expanded the Empire. Let's just put ourselves into diplomatic map view. So yes, everything in green is us. We've made some really big gains over the last episode. We took the Apathi are gone. They're dead. Well, technically, someone did point out afterwards, they're not technically dead. What they're supposed to do, according to the flavor text, is they leave the galaxy because they have the technology to do that. Ben or died. Did I tell you that?
No.
Benor died. He's had the planet Brother Benor named after him in his honor. Claire looks horrified. So Benor died in the final push against the Apathi, but his sacrifice destroyed the Apathi once and for all, and meant as a result we took over the Apathi territories. Large amounts of former Envelope territory is now a separate new area that's technically a vassal of ours as well. The Envelopes are now limited to this area down here. That's all they've got. At this point, basically, if we just knock the Thembolon out of this here war, then at that point, pretty much, we've got undisputed dominance of the galaxy, because there's these bastards over here who, at this point, well, we've known about them for a long time, which is if we go, even though they control a load of territory, their fleet power is pathetic. Their naval capacity is inferior, technology level equivalent. They don't really stand a chance against us if we head against them. There's these guys over here who are nice, friendly Federation. Oh, sorry, they're actually on our side. Sorry, I forgot that those were actually those guys are on our side, because loads of people have just come over to our side. The Envelope people, we've already kicked their asses once, so like they probably haven't even managed to rebuild their fleet yet. So make this brief, Roman. Yeah, I'd be polite if I were you, quite frankly. And as I kind of hoped, because I've been building all these visitor centers, yes, indeed, Okay, the mushrooms have my... Actually, you know what? This is what I wanted, which is... It's no longer just the flipping... Whatever these guys are, the Bose Paktuks on these worlds. Actually, the Ilkahan have moved out to the Industrial Bug District, as have the Rontor. There's 2 mushrooms here. There's more people that are migrating out as well. There's that's another Rontor. I think that's that Rontor just reproducing. So, yeah, we've got a whole bunch of people moving out. So, our dream of a multicultural citadel is happening. Oh, there's a flipping Inari. We've got an Inari who's kind of migrated out to this world as well. You know, the only thing is, I can't actually insist Matasnobi be just returned to me, because literally, for some reason, the state of Kelzaka and the Zook-Khan Interplanetary Republic and the Bug people vote no to a war that involves me demanding the return of Matasnobia, despite the fact it was mine. But then the problem is, it's no longer officially mine, because all of the mushroom people that were on it have actually been murdered. There's no one on here but 2 enslaved drones. I'm not sure why you need to enslave. Oh, I guess technically they're synthetics, so literally these are sentient AI machines who have been enslaved against their will. Because I'm not sure why they weren't exterminated. Maybe, oh wait, hang on, it's probably because they weren't synthetics when the planet was seeded, but in which case, why are they? I don't know. Anyway, they're still there now and it's fine. So sadly, we're just gonna have to basically condemn them to being got rid of as well. Because literally, I think the only thing that anyone's willing to vote for is just a straight up total victory. Everyone will vote for an absolute total victory. Absolutely, they'll be utterly defeated and annexed. Well, they won't actually be annexed. That's a lie. Their subjects may be forced to give up planets as well. Again, that's not what actually happens. They just disappear. The blob just disappears off the map, and that's literally it. Even if I try and give planets away to other people, like if I say, hey, let's give away flipping Ibleen. This one's Ibleen. Ibleen. If I want to give that away to, like, the Bug people, say, Ibleen goes to the Bug people. The Bug people don't want it. They're the only ones who vote no. We don't want the bloody trouble, mate. Legio 1, who everyone should now start following, can now jump straight to Matasnobia. That is their transport fleet, by the way. That's their transport fleet that we are just... Oh, no. Oh, dear. Oh, the Thembolon armies that once took Matasnobia, who are now being... Oh, you can't even see them. They're dying. They're going to die with a beautiful little... And I think they've run away. Okay, good. They've gone then. Right, one of them, I think... I saw something else just arrived, by the way. That was another freaking transport fleet. Right. Matasnobia, we unfortunately have to bomb into the Stone Age, which is very sad, We like Matasnobia. But with all of these...
Matasnobia did good.
Matasnobia did do good, but tragically Matasnobia now needs to be... There's no one really there, to be honest. There's nothing there but, like, 2 robots who I assume are, like, fairly resistant to bombing. I'm going to assume that's how that works. So at this point, yeah, all our friends are now basically trying to travel towards us. The Thembolon do not seem to be making any particular move in our direction. They are entering the orbit of Matasnobia. Well, it says they are. I doubt they're entering the orbit of Matasnobia. I think they're just kind of slowly making their way over there. By the time they make it to Matasnobia, if that's really where they're going, we're gonna like have double the strength of them and have bonuses. Sentient combat AI! That in no way is gonna go wrong.
Shout out and a massive hug to Benjamin Rich, who gave us $10 and has a really sad super chat. Says, sorry I'm not going to be much of a commenter today. Had to put down my dog on Wednesday and the stubborn mutt was tough enough to take an hour and a half before he finally went on. So...
That's incredibly sad.
That's very sad. We're sending you all the hugs.
Tell us the name of the dog, we'll get a planet named after it.
Exactly.
All dogs get planets. Every dog gets a planet. The bug people showed up with this army. The bug people showed up with a lot of... The bug people do a lot of cloning. They are basically playing as the Republic in Star Wars at this point. Because they just show up with ridiculously large numbers of clone armies, damn it. That's just their job. The Thembolon are responding, and they are literally about to enter into the space of Matasnobia. But we're ready for them. They're going to be torn apart. They're bringing literally all they've got, which is 159,000. They've just arrived. This is it. This is going to be the final battle against the final... Oh, they're going to, unfortunately, they're going to do a lot of damage here. But here we go. And the frame rate has tanked. The frame rate has tanked, but everyone is now going to go. They have got a lot of rapid fire stuff. I think they're using different weapons to what we've actually got here. Is Legio 1 is actually fighting. Yes, Legio 1 is fighting. They have got Glory class cruisers coming in there. My ships... Oh, look at the bombers. There's 10 bajillion bombers heading over to them. So when those bombers actually, manage to close range and whatever, that's going to do a lot of bad work. So right now, we're knocking out, our battleships are basically just picking out their front lines. Our battleships are just knacking their front lines. They've got bombers as well. Oh, it's just one hell of a light show here. The bombers are now, and the corvettes have come in too, but I think they're little frigates, they're bombers. I think they're using fighters, not bombers, because they're just using, and they're firing their massive lasers in return. Oh, blimey. And there's just a couple of transport ships in the middle, and I feel sorry for them. My corvettes have now managed to close the distance, and that is going to start tearing them apart because the flipping torpedoes are just going to start bypassing their shields. But at this point, yeah, my battleships are just staying nice and safe at the back. They're starting to collapse. They're down to 120 already. Their shields are almost down, and that means now at the rear, let's just go and have a little look, see what's going on with their Titan-class ship. This is the view from behind. They are massively, massively outnumbered. Sorry, the camera got right up the arse of the Titan there. The Titan itself, where's the Titan ship? There's the Titan. Wait, hang on, that's not the Titan. That's a corvette. There's too many ships on screen right now. They're down to 85 and the lasers are coming in. My battleships are just Oh, this is one hell of a battle. This is a hell of a battle and the frame rate doesn't like it one little bit. But their shields are down and that's it. They're just absolutely falling apart. And the Titan is dead. The Titan has exploded and that means all of my flipping other ships they are just absolutely swarmed. That's it. They're done. That's it, they're done. And that's worth 3% of war score because the game desperately needs rebalancing. Just look at all of the fleets. All of the bomber wings just floating around. Those bomber wings naffed off over there for no well-explained reason. Oh, beautiful. Just beautiful. Right, so Matasnobia belongs to us. And at this point, I don't think they've really got anything else. I mean, they've got a whole bunch of worlds under occupation. We just basically now need to get them over to 75%. We are at, hang on, the fleet is... Where's the bit that tells you how much? 98% health. You know what? We're fine to push on. We're fine to push on. I think we lost like a handful. I think we lost maybe 5 battle cruisers and a bunch of corvettes. Just a handful of shots. But it's fine. I'm just going to basically move Legio 1 straight up immediately. I'm going to start clearing out the rest of it. The rest of the forces will take some time to catch up with me because I can jump drive over there and they can't. But we've pretty much knocked out the primary and what will in fact be mainly the only fleet of those guys at this point. We are pretty much broadly done with this war already, which is marvellously good news.
The dog from the super chat in question was called McGruff.
McGruff!
That's a delightful name.
It's a delightful name for a dog. Is it Muckgruff?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Muck as in the Scottish.
Yeah, McGruff, fine. Okay.
McGruff, Ethan said, my sister's dog recently had to be put down after being badly ill for a few months. She was called Lola.
Okay, making note of all these names. We're going to rename all the Thembolon worlds after dogs who have tragically passed on. It's not actually just us, by the way, who are kicking the hell out of the Thembolon. I think a couple of other people are taking this opportunity as well, because I just saw one of the transport fleets actually start going down. Yeah, someone else is also knackering Thembolon ships. The Sin are actually fighting back at this point. So it is nice the AI kind of responding to the weakness of these guys by actually trying to get involved themselves, which is very, very cool indeed. Sorry. Also, where did you guys get flipping jump drives from? The Rontor have kept up with us because they've apparently got jump drives as well. Presumably, actually, after the battles against the various foreign empires, they actually sent round some. Some flipping science vessels to scan the debris. So some of our allies have started developing jump drives as well, which is very, very cool indeed.
Sorry, people are sending in terrible dog stories in the
Okay, you're upsetting Claire with the dog stories. Stop sending sad dog stories. You're making Claire sad.
Also, on John's birthday, a cat showed up on my doorstep, so I named it after John, my favourite YouTuber.
Oh.
So happy birthday, now you have a cat named after you.
I'm glad I have a cat named after me.
Please do tell us if the cat is a bit of a dick.
I'm not a bit of a dick. This is a cruel and unusual slander.
Yeah, and just so you know, we've got planets Agatha, Zorro, and Otis coming up.
We're running out of planets.
You asked them! Everybody loves their dogs!
I didn't assume that many dogs would be dead. I assumed less dogs would be dead. I had an optimistic... That is not the time to be grammatically correct. There are dead dogs, Claire, you monster. Whoa, we got a problem. The new tabbies are also being attacked. The new bloody they've managed to get on top of the new bloody tabbies. How did you... Retreat, new tabbies, retreat. How did you manage to get on top of them? You utter bastards. They should have got out of there faster. Boo. I think they're all fine. I think we lost maybe one... Even lost one xenomorph army. But I think we're okay.
The English Potato says actually John the cat is quite nice and has low perception, but he's nice.
Nay! That feels very appropriate. In comes the invasion! Is that my invasion force or is that someone else's? No, I think someone else decided to invade at the same time with the slave armies. We turned a blind eye to the slave armies. Look at the combination of friendly fleets currently present in this system. This is what we've got present here at the minute. Oh dear. In go 10 bajillion slave armies. So many armies. They've got 16 armies garrisoned here. Oh, we've got more coming in yet. That wasn't enough. I think we're going to win. I think my armies get down on the ground first, which is good. They have a really good morale impact. And then more just shows that we needed these as well. We needed these clone armies. And they're sending in more. There's more being dropped in. No, they've already won. We've already won. We technically were the first on the ground, so we technically occupied that planet. They're up to 61% on the war score. Beautiful. Is that one of your construct ships? Are cool. Look at that.
Wow.
That's just a little crappy basic ship they get at the beginning of the game. That's just to build stuff.
Yeah, because that looks like, it's going to exert its mighty wrath.
It looks like, yeah, if that comes at you, you just think it's going to, like, fire lasers out of these bits and these bits and these bits and these bits, and the front it's going to utterly incinerate you. But no, that's just its basic little crappy buildy thing. That's really badass. I like it. I like their buildy ships. Actually, I think I was looking at its rear then. Sorry, I was kind of stoked it up the arse. I'm pretty sure that's the front of it there. Still pretty...
Well, it has a really pretty red arse, okay?
It's even more threatening when you've got the big red sun behind it. Yeah. We've got a flipping traffic jam in the sky right now. The fleets can't fit.
Yeah, they're desperately queuing. They're desperately to praise Mega Raptor.
Well, I think that they're trying to bomb a planet, but yeah, sure. Oh bloody hell! There's more coming in yet. The war is over. We admit defeat to the best possible outcome, and they should just simply disappear. I imagine now. And yep, the end of the Thembolon Reconquerors. The ancient precursor state of the Thembolon Reconquerors has met its demise at the hands of its enemies. What the fall of this once great empire will mean for the galactic politics remains to be seen. Well, I think we know what it means, which is the fall of the Awakened. After a long and bloody conflict, the war that began as a battle between two precursor empires has ended in the destruction of both at the hands of the younger races. For all their ancient technological might, the arrogance and inflexibility of these ancient giants proved their undoing. And now they are gone, reduced to no more than another set of broken ruins of the past. past. A new age dawns on the galaxy, and from now on, the fate of the younger races will be entirely their own to decide. This will be the age of the Pax Romana, I declare, as we have now wrapped up the War in Heaven. The War in Heaven is now officially done.
Nice.
And that means, at this point, basically, the state of the galaxy is as follows. So this is us as unquestionably the dominant force inside the Galactic Federation. And I believe actually in actually just under a year, we are going to become the head of the Federation. We're going to become the head of the Federation. We can actually start building up the Federation fleet because it's massively under capacity right now. Ah, someone else wants to go to war with the flipping envelope people, I believe. Yep, the envelope people. Someone else has just...
Shred them, shred them, shred them.
Someone has just basically declared that. Now, what do they actually want to achieve, by the way? They want to seed a planet, humiliate them, stop some atrocities. Ah, they want to ban slavery. My vassals have stepped in and said, we want to ban slavery. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of my vassals that their primary consideration is not can we get a planet out of this. Their primary consideration is can we actually get slavery banned. Ah, screw it, why not? Ah, it's happened. So, I am now president. I am now president again, and thus the flipping fleets of this whole area belong to me. The whole fleets of the Federation just became mine. So I'm going to merge them into one great big Federation fleet. That's absolutely fine. And bloody hell, these guys... Okay, these guys need to basically just... they need to upgrade. They need to upgrade a little bit because we've got a lot of different types of ships going on in here. We need to figure this out. So, we're going to make some changes. I've just one quick small announcement. We're just going to... The Galactic Senate will be reorganized into the first Galactic Empire. Small administrative change, don't worry, not a major problem.
That's what they always say.
Yeah, so we've reorganized it into the first Galactic Empire, and there's going to be more evil laughing. It's very important. There's more evil laughing.
Long live Tabby.
Wherever the tabbies are, they're fine.
Long live Tabby.
Let me just check where the tabbies are. Oh, I think they're just floating in space somewhere.
Oh, great, perfect.
I'll bring them back. I'm bringing them back to Rome. She's coming back to Rome. Yeah, I think she was just left. Yeah, we just left her floating in space when nothing was happening. Oh dear. Right, I should also, by the way, I think Legio 1 I'm literally just sending into this war on its own, just because screw it, why not? Because I feel like, oh yeah. Oh dear, the Rontor are just basically... Oh, the Rontor are heading in with 32,000 strength, and I think the Rontor have got this. I think the Rontor have decided they're just doing this on their own. Good old Rontor with their lovely little ships. I like the Rontor ships. They're kind of big and blocky, and I quite like them. Bloody, it feels like it's been forever. Probably because I didn't bother taking any of the perks pertaining to... expansion and the courier network. But we finally got a flipping new tradition available, and I think we know what we want. Which is, we want Utopian Dream. Unlocking the Paradise Dome, which I can't remember what it does in this build, but it's a new, really cool sounding building. I feel like we want a Paradise Dome, don't we? Ooh, it produces Unity. Paradise Dome, Paradise Dome, Paradise Dome, Paradise Dome. Yay. Right, I'm guessing this is... Ah, this is just me arriving. Okay. The warning lights came on, say, oh no, we've got to... Oh no, sorry, we won the war.
Shout out to Electric, who gave us a pound.
I like how you pronounce that name, by the way. That's a regular, and you always pronounce it Electric.
Well,
like your Dr. Evil.
Really... Someone suggested now you should do American robot voice.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am American Robot John. I am malfunctioning, which is why I am not shooting you right now. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was.
I'm pretty happy with American Robot John.
And we've got more stream fan art from Conscript David. This one is called "Too Late to Prevent the Fungi Solution."
Oh, that's on Matasnobia.
That's
incredibly sad. That is incredibly sad.
Who wonders that it would be sad?
That's
I'm gonna put a link.
That's a really dark. That's a really dark one. We're getting somewhere, you know, the Federation fleet's up to 500 strength out of its 1,600, so we've been desperately boosting the damn thing. This guy just walked into this territory, by the way, and just said, you know what, I'm going to warp out again, because he saw this.
Yeah.
We're running out of time, because in beginning of August 24/17, oh blimey, it's only 7 months away. In 7 months, this is, I mean, I've done my best. I've done my best to stack up the fleet. Like, I've got the fleet up to 757 ships, and it's nearly 100,000 strong. Alright, I've done my bloody part, but I literally can't produce ships fast enough. Alright, right, go back over to the planets and sectors. Who else wants to get taxed today? Let's just finish off the Forfossans today. I think we're, Legio 1 is well capable of going to deal with the Forfossan situation. I'd say if we just basically liberate the entire damn thing, that should be nice and quick. Then we would have to do it next time. Yeah, basically I'm just going to say, I'm going to ask them to liberate the entire damn thing. I'm not sure we can afford to.
The Forfossan are allied with the Sin Empire.
Ah, okay, so this is a joint war. Fine. Well, all I want are the guys who are actually the Forfossans. And weirdly, it doesn't actually... You'd think it would say that, but it doesn't. And I'm pretty sure those are just the 4... Everything else presumably belongs to the... Yeah, I think everything else just belongs to the other guys. If we just go into this mode here. Yeah, so everything else belongs to those guys. So it's only these 4 systems. So as long as I make sure I've got those, so... Those guys are all as they should be. Yeah, basically I just want to liberate all of that, then we'll immediately just vassalize them. Everyone's willing to vote for it. The war score's only flipping 50. So I'd say we just basically do that. Boom. And everyone will totally vote for that. Back over to this. And Legio 1 can just basically head in. I don't want anyone to follow me. I just basically want to go in there. Yep, I'm pretty sure they've now gone red. Let's just get over here. Deal with these bastards. You guys just do a double jump to over here. And let's get the tabbies ready to move in as well. We are now at war with the Sin as well. So I'm guessing some of our friends are just basically going into Sin territory and just nailing the hell out of those guys. Apparently we're already 2% up. There must have been a... Yeah, there's been a couple of space battles already. I think a couple of our allies were just kind of waiting for a chance to knacker the Sin. Particularly the guys who border them. So I think the Kessam's just taking this as an opportunity to invade. There's an awful lot all of a sudden of our friends just all over the Sin Empire. They've been waiting for a flipping excuse, haven't you? You bastards, you've just been waiting for a bloody chance to do this. Oh, they're sending in the new fleet. The new flipping Galactic Imperial fleet is technically involved. Oh, look at it go. That's my fleet that they've got control of. Oh, no wonder they're kicking so much arse. This is this beautiful fleet I've gifted them, which now actually spits blue tail stuff out, because now it's technically under control of the bug people.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like the blue.
That does look pretty cool.
It does look pretty nice. So they're just basically going along, destroying everything, while I'm just at the back here, conquering these areas.
John, apparently you're now on slow speed.
Oh, gosh darn it, I am as well. Right, I meant to go faster. It didn't happen. Right, they're all dead. Begin the bombarding of Frit. There's, again, it's massively underdeveloped. I'm not sure what the Forfossans have been doing with their time, but they are massively, massively underdeveloped here. And once that is done, these guys are pretty much finished off. So we might need to literally, just because we're now stuck technically at war with the Sin as well, we might need to go and deal with the cocking Sin just to get them out of the way. Actually, we've got up to 55%. I assume there's been a few space battles versus the Sin. Basically, these guys have just gone around just knackering some Sin, which is nice, which is why that's slowly going up. But once we've taken over literally all of their worlds, I would imagine at that point, they'll probably, like... I don't see how they can continue resisting when I've literally taken other ones. Right, now we're at 70%. Okay, good. Excellent. Like, even though technically the war score didn't add up correctly, once you've taken all their worlds, they've given up regardless. Best possible outcome. The Forfossans have been destroyed. Yeah, the Citizen Compact have caught on. Lovely. Congratulations. You guys are going to be... Can you be vassalized? Man Tribute. No, I don't want to vassalize them. Offer Protectorate. Oh, no, it's Protectorate status, because technically they're so technologically behind us, we can't even vassalize them, which they would apparently accept. So, as a result, yeah, they pay 90% reduced tech costs until they catch up, and then they will, they'll be lovely. So, offer them Protectorate status, and then that will automatically mature into vassalization later. Confirm that. And just wait for them to say yes, and then also offer them a migratory treaty. There we go. They're welcome to migrate into my territory. And there we are. So now we have got ourselves a new bunch of sort of vassals. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing that they haven't actually managed to link their territories together. Their border range is so poor. These two territories aren't linked. There's just a hole in the middle. There's just some Federation ships just doing... I think they're learning to drive. I feel like this is like learner drivers doing parallel parking. we've got a new lovely little bit of territory up here. That actually, this will be a good way to check. Situation log, victory. Yes, that definitely extended our. That definitely extended the progress there. So, we're now up to only 19 worlds away from technically winning the Federation victory. This will be back in 2 weeks, where we will presumably hit the Federation victory, and then after that point, I imagine, in all fairness, any point at this point, any time, the flipping endgame crisis could show up, so we're pretty much just going to wait for that show up. So, if we hit Federation victory next stream, I'll basically put the game into the fastest speed until such time as it shows up. But we can also, like, you know, liberate and vassalize large amounts of the rest of the territory. Like, you know, I might well just kind of vassalize some parts of these guys, kind of absorb them into this vassal, for example. You know, we can, at this point, we're very, very close by. I'd say probably the logical one would be the Sin. We'll just kind of basically, we'll liberate a bunch of the Sin, and then just basically vassalize them. Because if I just kind of vassalize, say, a big chunk of land here, into our territory, then pretty much I imagine that will probably actually be enough to do the job. We are going to wrap things up there. We'll be back in a couple of weeks and a one-off stream to yet to be decided, but I've got some good ideas. We'll be back next week. But in the meantime, I've been John.
I've been Claire.
This has been Benny, a true nerd. Thank you all so very much for joining us today, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
I've created a small problem in my road system, which is it's literally impossible for anyone to ever go back into town. And this building shall be where we produce our zebras. And this much taller building next door is naturally where we produce the giraffes. Does anyone remember how the road system went? I think it was something like this.